And he takes his kids to Africa to actually deliver those shoes to the underprivileged.
So it brings awareness to that. So he's a very good dude. But it wouldn't be us if we didn't talk about what happened to my man yesterday.
Nay.
Celebrating his victory over Georgia Southern. This 38-36 like rec ball 7 and under league score. Celebrating that, and I can understand why he was celebrating, because we talked about Mercer being in the tournament last year. Well, Georgia State actually ran that league last year and ended up losing to Mercer in the championship, so they didn't make the tournament last year. So this year, it's sort of a redemption story. They end up getting in this year, and Ron Hunter tore his Achilles tendon. And I heard today for the second time. That's his second Achilles tendon.
Right, it's the second time, right.
Oh, celebrating the victory. It's like...
But you know why he was even more excited, though, right? It's because RJ, his son, closed out the game. He iced out the game, for the Panthers. So that was that it was the we win thing, but it was that fatherly thing too.
And then you guys get to see Kevin Ware again in the postseason, in the college football,
exactly.
college basketball
and you know what?
postseason.
And that I was about to mention it. That's for Ron Hunter and that Georgia State Panthers program, Coach Hunter has been, getting better and better every year at Georgia State. And when they were able to sign Kevin Ware, that really got them over the top, because yesterday he scored 18. He was the leading scorer yesterday. So
out of the 38. Straight to the league. Lottery 18. Pick. Let's go. Yeah. Lottery pick for Kevin Ware.
I mean, everybody already knows him, so it's
Well, for those of you who don't know Kevin Ware, you probably remember his horrific injury when he was playing for Coach Rick Pitino in the Louisville Cardinals in the NCAA tournament 2 years ago. He had that bad break of his leg that really tore his teammates up, got everybody emotional about it. And now,
won the ring,
obviously, he's all right, and he decided in the offseason to transfer to Georgia State so he didn't have to sit out. And now, as Rob just put it, he's led this Georgia State Panthers team back to the NCAA tournament. Okay, now, we talked about the brackets, right? I'm looking at a bracket right now, and it's like, oh okay, whatever. I'm going to tell you what teams I know anything about. Kentucky. I actually saw some of Purdue the other day. Still don't really know a lot about them. Maryland has a nice point guard. Butler, Texas, no. Notre Dame, saw them play a couple of times in the last week or so.
Yeah, surprisingly. They surprised me.
Wichita State.
In the ACC tournament.
Wichita State and Fred Van Vliet. I came up on this kid last year when it was him and Clee Anthony Early, like the all-name team, Clee Anthony and Fred Van Vliet. And the kid is actually good, though. Van Vliet is a nice little point guard, big time clutch performer. So I do know a little bit about them. I only know Kansas historically. Kansas is Kansas. Virginia, one of the staunchest defensive teams in this tournament, and a lot of people feel like they're going to be the team to give Kentucky the run for their money, because they play such they compact their defense so much. You got to make shots, which Kentucky has shown themselves to be able to do, but Virginia makes you make shots the same way Syracuse used to do with that zone packed in. They don't get a lot of turnovers, so they give you an opportunity to shoot the ball, but you just got to make shots. And in college basketball, we all know that is a chore. Making shots in college, open shots, is like the worst thing that happened to a kid in college basketball. They miss them every time, even if it's layups. Georgia, team that's gone through a lot of injuries here of late, and they're going to probably struggle mightily against Michigan State, because Tom Izzo is the master of getting teams ready for tournament play. But then you have like Albany, Oklahoma, Boise, or whoever wins between Boise and Dayton, and everyone seems to think it's going to be Dayton. Providence, UC Irvine. Can I talk about UC Irvine real quick? They're going to play Louisville. And this is another all-name matchup, because my boy Montrezl Harrell. How you spell Montrez, Rob? Do you remember how to spell Montrez?
Yeah.
Spell Montrez for the people.
Trezl. Montrezl. Chisel my nizzle.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Montrezl.
But no, Montrez. And please, and I'm gonna give you guys permission. Pause this podcast. And please Google Mamadou Ndiaye. That's Ndiaye. This is an African kid, like you couldn't tell from the name, who's 7'6", 300 pounds. He plays for UC Irvine. It is amazing how huge this young man is. This is not Manute Bol 7'6" either. This dude is Shaq 7'6". Right. He's 300 pounds, dude, and don't know jack. He just started playing basketball like a couple of years ago, dude, so he's raw as hell. But I can't wait to see him and Montrez go at it down low, B. It's going to be outstanding. And if Louisville gets past that, I'm going to be looking forward to them eventually maybe playing Villanova in the Sweet 16. As far as the bottom portion of the brackets, Wisconsin, they have the obligatory good white guy of this year's draft. You know, the Doug McDermott, the Jimmy Fredette, the Tyler Hansbrough. You know, there's one white dude that everyone says, you have to see this kid. He plays for Wisconsin. Arkansas, we saw them play. Some of us saw them play in the SEC championship against Kentucky. I saw it till halftime. North Carolina and the boys are going to take on our guys from Harvard. We interviewed this coach a couple of years ago, and I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head, but like a lot
the black guy.
A lot of these Ivy League schools have African American head coaches, and that was kind of.
Remember when we found that out? We was like,
yeah,
what?
it was kind of we got kind of taken aback a little bit because it wasn't something that you expect. I don't know if that says more about us or says more about them. We're surprised that. Well, I don't know. Now that you think about it, it is basketball. No, let me stop. Iowa State. I haven't seen them play, but a lot of people are talking about their style of play, how they get up and down the court, and how that could be a challenge for everyone's looking for the challenge for Kentucky. So now this is like the NCAA tournament this year is a Tiger versus the field type thing. Like, who you picking, Kentucky or the field? You don't have to pick no team, just the field. I'm always a dude that says, if you can give me those odds, I'm going to always take the field. Even though I think Kentucky's going to win it all, I just think the odds are always better when you pick the field. Now here, this SMU Larry Brown's kids against UCLA, I saw UCLA play once this year. Well, kind of. They didn't even play. These dudes scored 7.5 points against Kentucky. And the reason I remember this game so much because Antoine Walker was at the game, and he got interviewed in the stands. And they were talking to old Antoine Walker, former Boston Celtic, with the little shimmy, former Kentucky Wildcat. They interviewed him, and he's talking about wanting to get into coaching and all this kind of stuff. But then, before the interview's over, he was like, "Shoot, I came to this game because it was so terrible. Like, these dudes was getting banged out." Utah, Stephen F. Austin, have no words. San Diego State, St. John's, again, no words. Then there's Duke and Okafor and the Cook kid, the Cook kid that plays guard. I like this team. Only thing I worry about with them is because now the tournament and they're going to play better teams after this round, every game, the possibility of Okafor being a big man and getting into foul trouble and kind of like switching up everything for Krzyzewski and him having to depend on his guard play to get things done when things get tight, because inevitably it is a tournament and things will get tight, and you're gonna need like Kentucky. Like, what do they do? Like, you think you're hanging with Kentucky, and then the next thing you know, it's like boom, Cauley Stein in the paint. The other big kid, God, if I can't think of his name, I gotta work on that, man. It's starting to bother me now that I can't remember people's name. Like, seriously, dude. And there's no NFL settlement for me either. So, like, there's no recourse. I'm just starting.
You'll be able to get into college football settlement.
I actually saw a commercial on that one day, and I never saw it again, and I never wrote the number down. And because I'm lazy and because I'm forgetful now. Again, because I'm forgetful, I didn't even Google it. So there's that. What else was there? Oh, I already talked about Wichita State and my guy, Fred Van Vliet. He's a black dude, too, by the way. That's why I started liking him. Well, not because he's black, because he surprised me. Like, when you hear, like, if I just told you these two names, Fred Van Vliet and, I just said the name, Anthony Early. I just gave you those two names. I said, okay, are both of these boys, either one's white and one's black? Either Anthony Early is white and Fred Van Vliet is black, or they're both black. Which one?
Well, if I didn't know, I would definitely say Clee Anthony is a brother.
Oh yeah, he's
and
a
then
Negro.
Then I would say the other dude sounds like he's from England or something like that.
Right, like an Irish Van Vliet.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, he might be mixed though. Now, I mean, he's a real light brother, but still, you know, we're in America, so you know the rule. So yeah, that's pretty much my take on the tournament. You've been watching basketball all weekend. You know, did you pick up anything? Did you see anything that you like? You know, we got to fill out these these blackets.
Well, I already know who I'm putting. In. I already have my teams I'm putting through, man. Like,
see, that's what I do. Do you do what I do? Like, I just start from the end and work back.
Yeah, I already know what teams I'm putting in, but like, you know, the real deal, dude, is at the end of the day, you know, I know about these number one seeds and, you know, how, you know, the number one seed, you know, the record as far as going to the, you know, the title game or winning the title, you know, but, man, this Kentucky team, like, for real, like, I think this is the team, you know, that could go through this tournament unscathed, you know, and while, you know, I'm not betting house money, but at the end of the day, man, that's all I'm really watching for.
You sound like
I can't.
You sound like that woman from who will I talk about? You sound like Mama D. Like, I'm not betting house money. That's exactly what you do with house money because it's not yours. You bet it.
I'm just saying.
You know, we put our lives on the line for this. No, you don't.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. I ain't putting my life on the line for these brackets, but you know, the one thing about the tournament is that it always, you know, those first 2 days always gives you something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's usually a 12-5. So the bracketologists are saying, you know, pick a 12-5 upset because one of them is going to happen because it always happens. I don't know. I'm just going to close my eyes and point to one and say 12-5, you.
Yeah, Buffalo beating West Virginia.
Yeah,
right.
Stephen F. Austin, Utah. Right. Let's go with that one. Yeah, let's get those. Stephen F. Austin versus Utah. Let's get those Mormons out of here.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like their rules of life.
but it definitely, you know, always provides some, you know, some type of shock and awe, if you will, those first 2 days. So, but I'm, you know, like I said, I know who I'm picking. And when we reveal, you know, my brackets will be ready.
Okay, so now to the not so fun part of this thing they like to call March Madness. Yeah. It's exploitation season for the NCAA. And I heard some stuff last night. Like, I watched my man John Oliver last week tonight. Like, that dude will give you some nuggets about just whatever topic he chooses for that week. And this week, obviously, it was about the NCAA tournament and the player exploitation that goes on this month. I mean, it goes on throughout the year with all three major sports, or let's call it two: football and basketball. Baseball is, you know, whatever. But definitely football and basketball. Now, just some information that this tournament is going to make more money in the billions of dollars than the entire NFL playoffs. The entire.
I can believe that. I can believe it.
And they have sponsored everything.
Everything.
But yet, you know, you get these kids. Because now, this is the season now. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but dudes are sitting out these games, like pending NCAA investigations for a gamut of things. And they're not, the details aren't really coming out, or either I just haven't seen why a lot of these kids, like Auburn was playing Kentucky on, Saturday? Missing two of their dudes. One from suspension and one, I think, was injury. Two of their starters. Like, first of all, Auburn was a cute story, them and Bruce Pearl, but that Kentucky situation wasn't going to happen anyway. But my bigger point is, this is that time of the year. Because, like, the quarter and the semester's about to change and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, they dropping out. They done.
Well, not dropping out. Cass has been getting found to be ineligible.
Oh, okay. You mean, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
I guess the quarter's about to change. What are we in? Yeah.
No, then semester. Yeah, semester change.
So the semester change is like December, January. Right? Yeah, January. Yeah, so yeah.
January.
Like
when you go back for Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff is starting to happen. And along with those things, you know, probably some guys with some, you know, impermissible benefits. I hate that word. I hate that term. Because really, by definition, a benefit is something that helps me. So what you're saying is that you're